Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently got a chance to see The Accountant, and I know The Accountant has been out for a while, but I'm thinking that this is the perfect movie for April, and the reason that I say this is because mess with him and you will pay. Sorry, bad joke, but it's got John Arquette and John Lithgow, and oddly enough, before my friend had actually gotten this to rent for us to watch, I had been talking about John Lithgow in Trial and Error, which I still think is my IP. I'm not for sure on that, but the whole premise of the series sounds like something that I wrote maybe back in high school, possibly. But I'm not sure why, but it just feels so darn familiar. I'm thinking, I think I wrote something like that, but here's the thing, I don't have proof, so, it's their IP now, not mine. Oh well, but I haven't seen the program yet, so I don't know if it's any good, but I love John Lithgow, and especially in this film, and I segue, in this film, he plays a very loathsome, well, not loathsome, but you realize that his motives are less than pure in the process of what he was doing with his company. And it's a very good film about autism and the spectrum of that. And there have been people who, I don't know why, I have eye contact with people. It's hard for me to communicate sometimes. I mean, I communicate well. It's just that I can't stay on one topic. My mind is a million places at once. So a lot of people would always think, oh, you're autistic. No, I'm not. If I were autistic, I wouldn't be looking at you in the eyes. I would be trying to avoid you. I would be asocial. Instead of, there's a difference between asocial and antisocial. And autistic people are asocial. They want to. It's just like the main character says, he wants to socialize. And it was fascinating. If you want a good primer in autism or mental disability, this is another good film. A fantastic movie along this same line is My Name is Khan. But My Name is Khan is completely different. It's a totally unique film about a hot button issue, and this one deals more with just being different, being unique, and people are afraid of that. Of course, anything unknown, and it doesn't matter who you are. Even I myself, I'm a little bit trepidatious about. I'm very cautious. It's just, there's a quote that I want to quote. It's from a really old cartoon with Goofy in it. I'm brave, but I'm careful. Yeah, that's me, all over. But it's really a sensational film. It's action-packed. Even though it does seem a little bit long, you're not really worried about that because the writing in this movie is just so unbelievably done. It's fluid. It segues very well from one part to the next, even though there are a lot of flashbacks. It seems like it jumps around, but kind of disjointed in spots. But it all connects. It's sort of like, what is it? The Rule of Three, not the Rule of Three, but just 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Even through inference, you get, oh, that's why this is the way it is, and it's sort of akin to that. But it's a great way to understand those who have difficulty navigating the world like normal, whatever that means, people do. It's very educational. It's just a tremendous film, outstanding, magnificent. I love a lot of the camera shots, especially the first camera shot in the mirror point of view. It's what I call an allegorical shot. It's just, that sets the framework for the scene before we see reflection of what happened in the mirror, and I thought, oh, that is clever. That is innovative, and I've always wanted to do that. film myself, but I've never been in film school, so I know what to do. I mean, I can see technique like that. I go, oh, I love that. Or I think, this panorama. I mean, the panoramas too, wherever it was filmed, just unbelievable. It was just absolutely breathtaking. And like I said, it's just a film that'll really engage you and keep your mind entertained, and also give you a lot of wit and witticism from that spectrum. And their sense of humor is great, actually. And I've dealt with people who have Asperger's and autism, and I didn't see anything wrong with these people. I thought they were perfectly normal. So what do I know? And I had a friend who had Tourette's too. She didn't swear. Just her thing when she spoke was she would say something and then she would say, it was just something that she wasn't aware of. But as far as this film is concerned, I give it my highest rating of 5 stars just because of how unbelievably well written it is. The writing is godlike. It is just so incredible. And I, as a writer myself, I'm thinking I need to be illustrative and demonstrative. Show don't tell is what your teacher always tells you. But I'm learning how to do that more myself and becoming a better storyteller. And I actually got a lot of fuel for a story I'm going to write. And it's called Provolone and Ham. I know that's an odd title for a script, but basically, I mean, I had this before I saw this movie, and I thought, I'm going to be using a lot of influence from this particular movie in order to create this one. But Provolone and Ham, it's about a young woman. She's very spunky, but she's careful, and she's courageous. Her name's Antonia, or Tony for short. Antonia Springer. She witnesses a mob hit. Benedetto Ben Bianchi, the son of Don Mario Bianchi. You know what their motto is? Sic semper tyrannis. Yeah, that's scary. I always wanted a character who had that motto, though. That actually goes way back to an episode of Dan Versus. You probably know the one I'm talking about, but I was surprised. I thought these writers are so incredibly innovative and creative and very bold to go out on a limb and actually use some straightforward innuendo of, actually it was beyond that, it was adult humor in a so-called children's show, and I'm sad it got canceled. It's one thing that I miss because it was one of my favorite cartoons. But anyway, back to The Accountant. There was a part that reminded me of The Blacklist. I'm not going to say what it is, but it was just so similar. It wasn't even funny. I thought, I'm thinking that the creators of Blacklist probably watched The Accountant. But it's really a spectacular film. 2 thumbs way up for me, and that's it. But my only other update is I was let go today from my job because I couldn't do it well. I tried everything to the best of my ability, and I did not give up. But I only cried 2 times on the job, just out of sheer frustration. But they just said, I'm sorry, but this is not a good fit and we have to part ways. And I was just, it hit me out of nowhere. I thought, what? I mean, you're not even going to give me 5 more weeks to... You suck. I'm sorry, but it's just, I'm not mad, but it's just another thing. And of course, my tenant came back, and he had taken money from me, used my checks, and I told him, how dare you spit upon what my dad and I tried to do for you. And I wasn't upset. I mean, I wouldn't even look at him in the eye, but I was mad. Honestly, I was, but I wasn't going to let that get the better of me because anger solves nothing. And I said, I'm surprised I'm not calling the cops right now because I should, but I'm not. And because I let him come in, he said he was sorry, he asked for forgiveness. He said he was praying for me. I said I would pray for him as well, and I forgave him. And I meant it. I do forgive him for stealing from me. But I told him I didn't want him in the house to take his things and to leave. And he did. He exited my home. There wasn't any fighting. There was nothing. There was no reason to get into an uproar. So we had a very peaceful parting of ways, thank God. But hopefully I never see him again. He'll probably be prosecuted. But it was something that I didn't expect it until I went through my bank statements, and it came up about three different times. Yeah, 3 different times, and I was shocked. But I do not trust him anymore, and I trust few people now due to everything that's occurred. But I suppose that's a good thing rather than bad, and it's taught me a lot. But that's about all that's happened to me. I'm not upset. I know tomorrow I'm going to have to go and start looking for jobs again. So, here we are back on the looking for jobs train. Woo-hoo! Let's go. But I'm going to make the most out of it. So, until next time, live long and prosper. Ciao, Tootsie.